Hello, thanks for joining me for my back to school fundraiser. So I'm Vanessa Prong, your Norwex Independent Sales Consultant for the Sqweee Back. So what I'm going to do right now is show you how amazing the Norwex microfiber is at picking up everything compared to some stuff that is typically used in our schools, which is those those pop-up thing, the wipes, those disinfectant wipes that everybody's been buying for the schools and the classrooms and the kids are getting exposed to. And if you actually read the instructions on the back of those bottles, it actually tells you to keep away from children. So why are we exposing our kids to these harmful chemicals? I have kids right now, they're adults right now, and they're dealing with some, well, one of them is dealing with some health issues that I really think extends from all the chemical exposure. My dad was he was a janitor when I was growing up, and he used disinfectant sprays, industrial stuff for the schools. So he used it at our homes as well. And you know what? He died when he was only 54 years old because he had cancer of the esophagus. Even though he was wearing masks when he was working. When I was little, I burned my bum from sitting on a toilet, and I accidentally, urine, ammonia, and it mixes with whatever chemical that is on that toilet seat, and it burned my bottom, and I still have the scar to this day. So when I got diagnosed with thyroid cancer, that scared me, and I was a single parent at the time. And I was like, who is going to take care of my kids if anything happens to me? So I started to look into better, greener products to use. So I started using some stuff that supposedly were green ingredients, but when I actually looked further into those ingredients, they weren't really that green. So tonight, what we're going to do is an actual science experiment. This right here are your Hygiena Pro Clean protein test tubes, and they actually test for protein. If you have any shade of purple, that means, even the gray, that means that there's still protein present on that surface that you just used to clean. If it's green, that means it's clean. So we're gonna do a before and after using protein. That is my raw egg right here. Okay, and then we're gonna test before and after. And then I'm gonna talk to you about a few other products. But for right now, I want to continue telling you a little bit about those disinfectant wipes that we're buying for our kids in the classroom. In the back of the label, not only does it tell you not to allow children to use them, but it also tells you to keep that surface visibly wet for up to a minimum of 4 minutes. A minimum of 4 minutes. And who does that? I don't know anybody that has ever read those instructions and actually follows those instructions the way it says to do so. You take one wipe and you wipe the surface, supposedly clean, and then you throw it away and you walk away, right? In the meantime, it evaporated within seconds. You know what? There's still bacteria on that surface. And in addition to that bacteria, you still have that residue from that chemical you just used to supposedly clean that surface. Well, it also tells you on the instructions of that container, of those wipes, those wet wipes that we're supposedly using to clean, that you have to wash that surface after you've used it. Okay, so nobody actually goes through and takes out one wipe from the container, wipes down that thing. It's within seconds it starts to evaporate. Take another one out, wipe it. It starts to evaporate. Take another one, wipe it. Continuously for 4 minutes. Who does that? Nobody does that. Okay, so this is a better alternative, you guys. This is your Norwex microfiber. The Norwex microfiber, you guys already saw a video about how amazing this microfiber is, but we're actually going to put it to the test here. So we're going to pretend that this is my kitchen countertop with some raw egg right on top there, okay? My daughter is laughing at me because I'm doing this. I don't know why she thinks that's so funny. But so we're going to take the Hygiena Pro Clean. We're going to do a before and get all that raw protein on my test swab, and you see that clear liquid? Okay, so that clear liquid, when it touches that protein, it's gonna turn from green to purple within seconds, right before your eyes. So you see right there? You see how it's green? Check it out, it's gonna start changing purple right before your eyes. Do you see that? It's changing purple already. And the longer we sit here and talk, the purplier that purple is gonna get. Okay, so I'm gonna hang on to this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clean the surface of my mirror / countertop to get all that egg off of it, and then we'll do the after, all right? So after you've cleaned it, you just want to take your cloth. Look at, it's purple. There's undeniably purple on that swab. When you're done cleaning, you take it under running water, like your kitchen sink, your bathroom sink, or a bowl of water like I have here. But the thing is that you want to get it completely saturated and wring it out really good. And all of the stuff that it just picked up is going to go down the drain along with the water. Check that out, still very purple, undeniably, right? That's purple. All right, so now that we cleaned it, we're gonna take the second swab. That's this guy right here. And we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. And you're gonna notice, you remember how quickly this actually changed colors. And now we're gonna go ahead and check it out. See how this is gonna actually stay green even after all this talking. And I'm gonna talk for another 6 minutes, so you guys hang on, bear with me, okay? All right, so after you cleaned it, now you're gonna take what we call the window cloth, and we're gonna use that guy to actually dry and polish that surface. So you don't have to use any disinfectant sprays. You don't have to use any disinfectant wipes. You see how there's no smears and there's no lint on that surface? Very cool, right? No paper towels. You guys, this is gonna save you so much money. So when you actually use the Norwex Enviro cloth, it's over here in water, the Norwex Enviro cloth, along with the polishing cloth, these two guys right here, those two products, the ones that I just talked to you about, that's what we call the basic set. Okay, look at that, it's still purple and green. Okay, that's what we call the basic set. If you're new to Norwex, I highly recommend getting started with at least the basic set. When you add a dust mitt to that collection, when you use it dry and you rub it on itself, it creates a static charge. So it actually pulls and attracts dust and particles to the fibers of the microfiber. So you don't have dust and stuff flowing all over the place. I just had my house cleaned by some professional cleaners, and they use this wand that spins around, and all it does is just like throw the dust all over the place instead of collecting it into itself. And I'm like, no, use this instead. Here, look. And you know what? They became believers. So this guy right here, it actually collects the dust instead of spreading it all over the place. And if you're using stuff like, you know, the stuff that you use that you spray on the surface of like your wood furniture to dust with, it's leaving behind a film. And that film is only attracting more dust. And if you hate to clean like I do, you know, you have better things to do than cleaning, then you don't want to clean as often. You don't have to clean as often with this guy. When you're done using it, I actually like to use two, one on each hand, and I rub all of the dust deep into the fibers. I can actually then swap hands to use the other side. That way I'm picking up the figurines and I'm dusting the actual figurines, and I'm moving on, and I get done a lot faster. You can do the blinds really, really fast. Just go through with both hands real quick through each blind. When you're done, you can either take it outside, shake all of that dust off, or you can use our static rubber brush and brush all of the dust off. Or you can do my favorite, take it to the sink and get it all wet, get all of that dust off of it. Now you have a wet mitt. You take it to your windows, and you know those screens that you are like just dread cleaning? You just wipe the screens and it pulls all of that dirt right off the screens. No need to take the screens off the windows to clean them. Yay, lifesaver, right? Okay, so these guys actually come in a variety of colors. Well, 3. You have graphite, blue, and green. Green is awesome for the holidays. Think of the holidays. You can like put a bow on it and put some cool gifts inside. Look, still purple and green, even after all this talking. Ain't that cool? Okay, so those are the dust mitts. So when you add the dust mitt to the EnviroCloth and the polishing cloth, the three products together are what we call the household pack. So I actually have that household pack because we're talking about kids. We have them available in children's sizes. Look, this is the dust mitt for a child. Isn't that cute? We have the EnviroCloth as well for children, and we have the polishing cloth. So when you buy in the adult sizes, the household pack, you can do 90% of your home with just water. Guys, that's amazing. And then another thing too is this is a dust wand and it bends, so you can shape it to whatever way you want. The handle comes off, so you can actually use the handle with our mop handle. So you get it actually extends, so if you have high ceilings, you can actually get all those cobwebs that are really hard to reach, or chandeliers or ledges. Very cool. Okay, so one more thing I want to show you. Check this out. Okay, still purple, still green. Look at that. Still purple, still green. Okay, so our microfiber is super absorbent. We have these guys right here. They are called the counter cloths. The counter cloths are meant to replace paper towels. So they come 3 in a pack, or you can buy the box that comes with 6 cloths and then a little box. And then when you're done cleaning, you just take your cloth, you wring it out really good, and you just lay it on top and let it air dry. Very cool, and it looks really neat on the countertop. So let me just show you how incredibly absorbent this microfiber is. So here we have half a sheet of paper towel. And this is supposed to mimic half a sheet of a paper towel, but it's a little bit smaller. You see the size difference there? Okay? But check this out too. There's a 1/4 cup in each one of these glasses. So if I were to take, I'm going to lower this just a little bit so you can actually see what's going on, I hope. Okay? If I was to take this paper towel and dunk it in this glass, and date this towel and dunk it in this glass, so it's picking up all of that water, and it still has dry spots on the cloth. And look, maybe just a few drops left. And that's it, okay? Now, let's compare it to the paper towel. Did it pick up all the water? It's still dripping wet. And that, my friends, concludes this presentation. After all that talking, you remember? Do you remember how fast this actually changed to purple? The longer we sit here, the purplier that purple gets. Pretty amazing, right? Okay, you guys, I will see you back over at the party, and we're gonna play some games and win some free stuff. Don't forget to favorite your items on here on the bottom of the screen. And if you have any questions, there's a group chat, or you can mark on my name. Just click on my name over on this side of the screen to send me a private message if you need to send me any private messages. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining me.